What's up, you filthy motherfuckers? Agent Mad Hat here, and we will be continuing with the Cradle of Filth discography reviews. And we happen to be on Bittersweets to Succubi, the EP directly following their smash hit album Midian. At this time, they were riding a huge wave of success in the mainstream and their commercial success. This was the EP that, during this time, they also released a DVD called Heavy Left-Handed and Candid, which was a great DVD. I highly recommend you checking it out. We're here to talk about this album. This album is kind of similar to Midian, but it's not such an extravagant, over-the-top affair. It's kind of their EPs, kind of their fringes of their sound where they experiment a little bit. It has some tracks that are theirs originally and a few re-recorded ones from The Principle of Evil Made Flesh. And once again, just like my review for From the Cradle to Enslave, I think that the re-recorded versions of these songs are a little bit unnecessary. They did a lot better of a job re-recording these tracks than they did on the remake of Funeral in Carpathia. But still, it's a little bit unnecessary. And again, it's a similar sound to MIDI, and the keyboards are don't quite permeate the atmosphere as much as they do on Midian. Excuse me. So, it starts with Send Deep My Wicked Angel, which is the inaugural instrumental track, and it goes right into All Hope Lies in Eclipse, which is a decent song. If I had to rate it out of 5, I'd give it 3 stars. It's a really decent song, got some pretty decent lyrics. Another thing you'll notice about this album is Danny starts going, it gets a little bit more comfortable with the lower register, that mid-pitched kind of death growl. But he also has those higher register screams, of course, but he's getting a little bit more into the lower register, the mid to lower register with his vocals. So All Hope Lies in Eclipse, pretty decent song. Then it goes into track 3, Born in a Burial Gown, which is one of the best tracks on the album. A pretty good masterpiece. It goes switches from kind of a brooding, creepy little atmosphere into a little bit more thrashy, and then the chorus is pretty epic, which leading into the bridge or the outro, which is soaked in keyboard melodies, and I really like this track. Number 4, Summer Dying Fast, that re-recorded version of an older song, which they do a pretty good job of. John adds a little bit more flourish to the track. It's a little bit more keyboard driven than the original. Still a little unnecessary to re-record it, but they did a pretty good job of doing it. Number 5, No Time to Cry, which is a really good song, cover of a Sisters of Mercy song, and they do a really good job of it here. I really like the fact of how they did it, how they made it their own kind of track. Number 6, The Principle of Evil Made Flesh, the re-recorded version, is also pretty damn good. I actually like the change they made where the narration part, where Hell Bass, Drinker of Blood, Disposer of Light, Lover of Darkness, that whole part where they changed the narration, the female vocal narration. Other than that, it's a little bit weaker than the original version. Still a good re-recording of it, a remake of it. Number 7, Suicide and Other Comforts, another really good song off of this album. It's about suicide, of course. The darkened sky, the day that laughter died, staring at the knife. How easy now to sacrifice my life to have her with me. So about a lost love, and he's contemplating suicide, and it's got some really good lyrics. It's got some really good music that goes along with it. And I like how this song evolves towards the end. It gets a little bit more, severe towards the end. The music tells the story just like the lyrics, and I really like that. Number 8, Dinner at Deviant's Palace, which it's a bit of an unnecessary track, but I like the premise. It's kind of the Lord's Prayer, only filtered in reverse, with a lot of creepy instrumental sound effects with it, the keyboard brooding, and some sinister laughter in the background or in parts of it, which I really like. Number 9, The Black Goddess Rises, which is another re-recorded version of a song from the Principal Evil Made Flesh, their first album. Unnecessary. They kind of fucked it up. I like the original version a lot better. It's still a decent version. It's a good way for newer fans to have an appreciation for their older material. I will say that. So then it closes out with number 10, the finale of this album, which is one of the best songs that they've ever written, which is Scorched Earth Erotica, which is really, it focuses between ferocious and melodic. That little bridge part, I really love it, where the guitar becomes undistorted for a little bit, and then the distorted guitars come in, and it's just that climactic point of the song, which I really love. I love his vocals here. I love the lyricism in this song. It's kind of an apocalyptic affair. Straight up masterpiece of a song. Check out the video for it too, and make sure you check out the very nasty version. Anyway, though, this album is a pretty decent affair. It's a pretty good EP. It's not the best. Like I said, the re-recorded versions are kind of unnecessary, but they do a decent job of revamping them. Again, Danny is getting a little bit more comfortable with the mid-range and lower-range vocals. It's still, Martin's still kicking ass on the keyboard. It's, it's an EP. It's a Cradle Filth EP. It's decent. I would recommend it. Recommend giving it a listen. If I had to score it, I'd probably rate it a 75 out of 100, maybe a 70 to 75 out of 100. It's not the best thing they've ever done, but it's no slouch either. Next, we're going to be reviewing the original Sin, the old new version of Dusk in Her Embrace. So watch out for that review. It's coming very shortly. Peace, motherfuckers.